What's going on, WODprep, and welcome to your 19.2 warm-up. It is a repeat-ish workout, and we have some more complex movements. And with these more complex movements comes more priming. So there's a few ways that we can get the body ready to get a few more reps with a specific warm-up, especially with our toes to bar and our squat cleans. So if you are ready to learn how to warm up, let's get into it. All right, first thing up on deck is priming that toes to bar. So there are a few things that we can really prime with the toes bar in different segments of the swing. So we're going to prime global extension, global flexion, and then lastly, core activation to be able to get that last little bit up to the bar. So first thing you're gonna do, grab a box. We have a 10-inch box. You can do whatever height box, doesn't matter. And then you're gonna grab a barbell for our Jefferson curls. So she's gonna grab this, and now with this movement, we are making that global flexion more flexible. So start, stand up tall, and then from here, you're going to round one vertebrae at a time, let that bar hang, and then you're going to let that bar go, hopefully below your toes. Then she's gonna roll back out one vertebrae at a time, keeping that rounded position, rolling from lower back up to the neck, and then go back down into her second rep, and you'll see probably on this rep that we're going to get more range of motion. You see that she goes much further. And then why we like to get more mobile in these positions for the toes to bar is as we get to the later rounds, we can rely on more momentum because we have a bigger swing, because we have more range of motion. So when those muscles start to get really fatigued, that's when we can really rely on a really good kip and returning force and not having to use so much musculature activation to get those toes up to the bar. So that is your Jefferson curl, 2 sets of 7, and you're going to do a round robin between the next 2 exercises that we show you and this one. So next, we're going to warm up that global extension with our bridge. So for this, you're going to go ahead and get a box. We have a 10-inch box. We would prefer probably around 5 inches, but we like to elevate the feet so it takes pressure off the lower back in our bridge. So she's going to bridge up, drive up into that bridge, and then she's going to pulse her head through 7 times. So we're really working on that big global extension that we will be doing in the toes to the bar, getting that head through, and where we want you to feel it is in this middle back. So we want to feel that pressure in that middle upper back. She can come back down. You're going to do 2 sets of 7 with that, round robining with, supersetting with your Jefferson curl, and then lastly, your pike pulse. So now we're getting that core activation. So for the pike pulse, feet are pointed, knees are straight, quads are flexed and active. We have our hands on the ground. They can be fingertips or palms flat, but you're going to press into the ground and keep pressing into the ground. So we're gonna show you the movement. She raises up, 4 to 7 reps. We don't wanna fatigue on this. We're not trying to get fatigued before a workout, we're trying to prime. So this can make the quads cramp if you do too many. Just do whatever is comfortable. And now let's go over a few points of performance with this. What we don't wanna do is as we lift up, we don't wanna rock back to pull our feet up, right? Keep the chest forward, so you really have to activate the core. Then lastly, if you're not quite this flexible, you can pull your hands back a little bit, be a little bit more upright, but be pressing into the ground while raising up and not flinging your lower back back. So it doesn't matter so much where your chest is as long as there's no movement and we're pressing into the ground and we're using our core to activate. So 2 sets of 7 on the Jefferson, 2 sets of 7 on pulses in the bridges, and then only 4 to 7 on these pike pulses so you don't cramp out on that. That is your toes to bar prep. Now it's time to get into our squat clean prep. So we're going to give you a little barbell warm up to help you get in a little bit better position in the front rack, get your squat feeling comfortable, and then lastly, get you into that sweet spot when you're catching those cleans in a nice upright position. So we want to get you into that feeling, catching in that sweet groove right away so you can be locked in for those reps before the workout even begins. So go ahead, grab that barbell, and the first thing we are going to do is our front rack warm up. So I'm going to let her get into this front rack position, turn to her side a little bit, perfect. All right, so I want you to grab that barbell with the whole fist, and then from there I want you to drive one elbow up at a time to prep this front rack position. So if you're somebody who's really tight in this front rack, this is going to be really beneficial for you. And what we want to see is that you keep this bar on your shoulder on whichever side you're stretching. What we don't want to see is that bar going way up. We'll go to the other one. And then lifting this way up like this. Keep that bar level on the shoulder and really make this elbow be what drives up. So 5 of those on each side, so 10 total. Put it on your back. And then you're going to do the same thing in the back squat position. So here, driving those elbows up. And then as she goes along, she should be getting up a little bit higher. So again, 5 here, go to a comfortable position. Just work on driving that elbow up to the ceiling. And then we're going to go into 5 good morning back squats. So get into your squat position, drop down into a squat, and then you're gonna come out in a good morning. So hips come up first, and then back. And you're going to repeat that 5 times. You're gonna feel that that good morning squat is going to help your hips drop right into that sweet spot. So, and let's do 2 more, slow it down for you so you can see squat, come up, hips, and then back. And then we drop back down with a regular squat. So after you do your 5 good morning squats, go ahead into the front rack position for 5 front squats. So at this point, hopefully you know what a front squat is. Knock out 5 with the barbell. But then what we want you to do is slap on some weight. So it can be 10s, 15s, 25s. I would not go much higher than that. We're actually going to do 2 rounds of 4 thrusters. So she's gonna do the thrusters while I talk. The reason that we like to do the thrusters before high voluminous Olympic lifting is that it gets us right into that sweet spot, that slot of catching and repeating that catch for a lot of reps. And then once we add a little bit of weight, that'll make us force our body to get into that sweet groove because we have to press it up overhead. Thank you, Haley. Great thrusters. So 2 sets of 4 on the thrusters. Just do 4 nice, sweet, repeating ones. Feel yourself getting into that nice upright position. It's going to get your body primed to catching those repetitive cleans. And then next, what you're gonna wanna grab is a bench or like an 18-inch box, and we are going to do our box step up plyo jumps. So she's going to put one leg up like a box step up, and then she is just going to drive up. And then you see that that leg that's on the bench stays on the bench as she comes back down, and she just repeats 5 in a row. So I'm gonna let her go. Give me 2 more. And so now we're really priming that leg drive. She'll switch. And so this is going to get that central nervous system fired up, ready to engage and produce some power. And then after you finish this barbell warm up and then your box step up plyo jumps, I want you to go ahead and warm up to the weight in the ladder before you think you will end. So if you think you're gonna stop at the 265, I believe it is, or 275 for guys, 275, if you're gonna stop at that, then I want you to warm up at the 225. Or if you think 275 is a stretch and you're gonna get 2 or 3 reps, just get up to that 225 weight and you will be fine. All right, here we go into our double under prep. So all you need is some type of elevation. We have a little bit of a plate. You can do a little box of sorts or stairwell step. And then we have 2 PVCs just for her to balance with. And we're just going to do a quick calf stretch, but a dynamic one. So she's gonna hop up onto this elevation. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna go down with straight legs, down for a 5-second hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then drive up. 1, 2, 3, back down for 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back up, contract. So we're getting a nice contract, relax, getting the calves ready to take on the load that they're going to for that double under. So I want you to do 10 reps of that, and then you are going to get into 2 sets of 10 of our plate bunny hops. This is one from our coach CJ, and we like this one a lot. So for this, what we want to focus on is making sure we get a full foot imprint on the ground and on the box, or on the plate. So she's going to go ahead, hop off. We'll start a little slow for you, hop down, back up. And then as we go into the later reps, speed it up and get those calves ready for rebounding. So try to get the whole foot on the box or on the plate and then the whole foot down on the ground. 2 sets of 10, and that is your double under prep. And now that you've done all your prep, go ahead and get ready to warm up a little mock round. What I want you to do is cut all the reps in half and move a little bit slower. And then go through one full round and then get ready to start that clock. All right, WODprep, there is your 19.2 warm-up. I hope you enjoyed it. Now get out there. It is time to crush this repeat-ish workout. Hopefully, if you've done it before, you improve your score today. And then lastly, we'll see you on the leaderboard, and we'll also see you next week.